Hello and welcome, Libra, to your October series messages. So keep in mind these are collective in general. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. Remember, you're conscious creator. You shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So before we get into your messages here, Libra, Spirit had a request as I was getting out my decks. The lid of this candle fell out, and it's the Be Fearless candle. So the be may be significant. The Be Fearless message might be important for you at this time, Libra. But overall, the message that's coming through is the significance of the pollinators on this planet and the bees in particular. So take some time to either look into that symbolism, look at ways you can support our pollinators so that we can live harmoniously with nature here on this planet, right? Or whatever you feel kind of aligned to do. But this came through as a very strong message to share with each and every zodiac for this series. All right, Libra, let's get into it. You start out with, from the Seasons of the Witch card, falling leaves. Let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. Okay, wow. So I love that take up space message, because oftentimes, especially with women, when you're in the grocery store or something, someone's like, oh, sorry. And they're like scooting around you. And like, I always, say, no, you're good. Take up space. Like, it's something that people sometimes have a hard time doing, right? But this is more so about you releasing what was weighing heavily on you. Could be opinions of others, could be old energy, could be that which has kind of been challenging you here. And I feel like you have taken some time to kind of just meditate on this, to rest, recharge, and kind of embrace what's changing and transforming in your personal experience. You're finding the balance, and in the balance and in the quiet, you're finding the wisdom. As you see, the crow there is landed on her crown. So there's definitely this sense of even embracing like the beauty of the falling leaves and their colors. And I know a lot of people like to do like crafty projects with, the fallen leaves. Maybe that's something you would like to do here. But 4 and 1 is 5, and 5 is about change. And it feels like you're just kind of embracing it. You're embracing the season. You're embracing the change. You're embracing new beginnings. Some of you, it might be that you are decluttering, okay? And that's something that's important for you, for your energy, for your alignment, for kind of what these new beginnings are that are coming in for you. Some of you, it's kind of creating a really peaceful, space for yourself is powerful at this time. So for the Soul Truth card, we have, am I focused on what I want most? One reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. Today's soul action is what you focus on grows. Today, ask yourself, is my life a reflection of my values, or do I need to make adjustments and prioritize? Okay? So prioritize is what's coming through here. What are you focusing on? Is it an alignment with kind of what you want to create? So that's really, an important message really for everybody, I think, at this time in the world of distraction, right? It's important that we do focus on what we want to create, because obviously where we focus our attention is what we grow. And there are things that are growing in your experience here, Libra, okay? When I looked into, I love this, like how you can have the most fun for, the October season. We have the Hermit card, which is kind of fun because here you have this like man dressed as a wizard who's the hermit. He's got the lantern, right? He's enlightened. And he's, sharing all the candy or the enlightenment on those that are here. It's like, I love people, but at a distance, right? So for some of you, it's going to be really helpful, Libras, is embracing like your own personal reflection time, your own space, taking up your own space, right? Or taking space from people or situations. That might be something that is helpful for you here. But how you move really speaks of your wisdom, speaks of your alignment. And people are going to learn by, observing that with you here, whether it's your presence or sometimes your absence, right? So the Hermit card is kind of about taking space, finding your truth. It's about your inward journey, right? But as far as having fun, it's really just, For some of you, you might like to do something really fun and extravagant for trick-or-treaters. That might be the case here. Or some of you like to put out that bowl of candy and you like to stay inside and not answer the door, right? It's just gonna kind of be what aligns with you, kind of like how you're feeling. But we also have the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups is kind of like all in. The 10 of Cups is everyone having a good time. It's the energy of joy. It's a great energy to create from here. So doing things that bring the 10 of Cups, things that excite you, things that you most embrace and enjoy. Like I said, some of you, are at certain times, you may feel like you want space from others. And, here it's more you're embracing the energies around you and really enjoying kind of the wildness, right? You see some of those cups are upright. Some of them are, spilled over there. So it's like just embracing that joy and kind of going with the flow in a way. But it's kind of all in. So it's almost like if you're creating a costume for yourself, like you're going all in on it, right? Or, maybe you're doing like a family themed costume or friend themed costume or couple costume or something like that. But what is most important, and maybe this is what to focus on for some of you, is joy, the energy of joy. What brings you joy? What movies do you like to watch? How do you like to embrace the season? Who do you want to spend time with, right? How do you want to decorate? Things like that, right? Creating a space of joy for yourself, because I feel like it's about you, but you also get a lot of joy out of having certain people and energies around you and everyone enjoying that experience. So some of you, that joy will be creating that experience, just living that experience, or just kind of going with the flow and kind of how wild sometimes the energies can be, in the month of October here. There's also the sense of acceptance and love for everybody and who they are, right? Like that's another message that's coming through here. So a lot of fun to be had for you, Libras. Now, when we get into the energy of your timeline, it's interesting. We have the Page of Swords and we have the Devil energy. So I feel like you're, especially for those of you that have been challenged by something, maybe it's a habit, maybe it's something toxic, something that's kind of been holding you back or sabotaging you. It could be simple as like social media or something like that. You're receiving with the Page of Swords a solution or a start of a solution, some sort of tool, some sort of helpful information, something that you've kind of been praying for shows up. Okay, the answer kind of shows up here, or again, the solution is starting to show up to assist you, something that is helpful with the Page of Swords energy. Okay, the Page of Swords can also represent the student, but overall, it feels like you could be learning something new that helps you kind of navigating, some of these maybe habits or challenges or obstacles that you may have been moving through, or what has been kind of holding you back. As you see, the Devil card shows that angel kind of bound up, can't really spread their wings or go anywhere. So there's some sort of freedom in your movement, some sort of solution that comes through here. And clarifying that too, we have the Strength and the Ace of Wands. So your strength is also in what energizes you. What is it that's energizing you, exciting you, inspiring you? Okay, with that Ace of Wands energy, there's definitely this sense of a new beginning and what feels, brings in that joy frequency for you. What feels like a heck yes, not just like, I don't know, right? So there's strength in that too. There's strength in your inspiration, in new beginnings, in new projects. It's a good time for that here. And I feel like these are kind of two separate messages coming through here with the Strength and the Ace of Wands, and also the Page of Swords and the Devil energy. But, there's a lot of strength in what inspires you and what motivates you, in your passion, in your creativity, in your pleasure. But there's also, with that Strength card and the Ace of Wands, is you taking the time to kind of sit back, observe, and respond. And, to like use that energized, basically using energy as like a navigation tool. So if something energizes you or it drains you, if it excites you and it's like very forward moving, you're taking the time to kind of feel through that with the Strength card, I feel, before you take action or making decisions or, creating a new beginning for yourself or saying yes to something. You're definitely taking the time to be like, okay, does this feel aligned energetically for me? Does this feel good? Is this, bringing me to what I want most right now, right? So I would say also that Ace of Wands is about focus, and you see the phoenix there. So the phoenix might be a very powerful symbol. The phoenix or the lion could be a very powerful symbol for you at this time. Now, I have two different groups when it comes to kind of the fortune cards. For some of you, we have judication and we have message. So something that you've been waiting on, some sort of decision. It could be as simple as an important decision for you to make, something that involved the court system, something, that was like, official documentation required. It could be anything really. It feels like that might be a theme in October for you. Okay. And receiving some sort of message or answer, or again, solutions could be coming through here in a really powerful way. For another group of you, we have marriage coming through, and we have child. So your family's very much on your mind. Some of you, it's a commitment, or you're focused on your marriage at this time. It could also be inner child healing that's coming forward that you're working on, that improves your marriage, or just kind of improves your experience here. Some of you, it's like you have that goal of being married, or even if you're single, finding somebody that aligns. So you're kind of doing that, that work on yourself. You're kind of moving through that inner child healing, right? Because some of you, it's like that's what you're dating for. You're dating to marry. You're dating for a more serious commitment here. The other message that could be coming through too is about like when you're aligned and you're with the person that feels best for you, because again, we do have your compass kind of having to do with your energy, like what feels aligned energetically for you, what feels inspiring, what feels joyful. There's this message of connecting with somebody that brings out that inner child, brings out that playfulness. And even in those moments, sometimes that inner child healing can happen. Some of you may be expecting in October. That's another message coming through. So many different messages, but those are kind of some of the themes for October for you. Now, when we get into your charms, just kind of like the Page of Swords, we do have the dagger energy here. So there's some sort of solution, some sort of, breakthrough that comes through here for you. Something inspiring, new beginning, new information. We also have the sewing machine, and the sewing machine represents creativity. Okay, that you're kind of a creative, energetic force, but also you might want to work with your hands, right? You might be bringing things together at this time. You might be making your own Halloween costumes, or the Halloween costumes for your children. But yes, you're in a very creative energy in October. We also have it's kind of just a cute, the desserts, or like a little cake here. So celebrating, enjoying the sweetness of life, at this time, balancing that out. We also have the anchor here. So it does feel like, some of you will be making important decisions and anchoring that into your experience. Grounding is important here for you. Yeah, it feels like there's kind of this solid new beginning that is coming in for you here, Libras. The anchor energy could also have to do with being by the water and how important that is, or that might be a theme for you in October. But many of you could be making important decisions for your future, and maybe before you kind of overthought everything, right? You went everywhere within your mind, going through every detail, That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But there's also the sense of the energetic body, right? And how the wisdom of your body speaks to you. And so I feel like even the way you're making decisions is kind of shifting and changing here a little bit too, Libra. You're like, what's going to bring me joy? What energizes me? What inspires me? What motivates me? I also get too with the cake, it's like you're spending some time treating yourself too. When we get into the Halloween card, we have the apple, risk, and reward. Okay, so again, with the Strength card and the Ace of Wands, you're not spontaneously taking risks here or making decisions. You're taking time to connect in with your higher self. You're taking time to really feel through things and decide what's best for you here. You are also kind of in a way, weighing the pros and cons, but the risk and the reward energy, it does have to do with, for some of you, some sort of significant commitment or opportunity here that you may be going for. But I like to say well-calculated risks, right? But it could simply be decisions, decisions and rewards. Or it could even be a message of, let's say you're going out to dinner and you're like, there's one dessert that you've been wanting to get, but you haven't, this is, speak up for yourself, get that dessert, treat yourself a little bit here. Just make sure, things are in balance as well for you Libras. Not that everything can be in perfect balance, but you don't want to overindulge with the devil card here, because that does speak about, that affecting you, and that coming more into your awareness of ways in which you're sabotaging yourself, or ways in which you may be, moving out of alignment, and how to shift back into alignment. So yeah, that's what I have for you Libras. It's beautiful that you're going to be having a pretty fun October. It looks like there'll be some, important news or information that comes in here for you, very helpful information. Some sort of invitation, or even like inspired new beginning with the Ace of Wands. Some of you even finding some sort of like intuitive strength, or even like energetic ability for transmutation in your experience that maybe you haven't had access to before. But overall, creativity and just like little check-ins of like we have with this. Is my life a reflection of my values? Little check-ins, and know that values do shift and change. So also looking at maybe some things that have been a little outdated that you have to upgrade here, okay? Or just update so that they're more aligned with you. In the coaching world, we have, we talk about like limiting beliefs. So maybe there's some limiting beliefs or some limiting values that it's time to kind of shift and change and align with who you are now and the direction that you're moving in, going forward here. So that's what I have for you Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away, of course. And look at your moon, rising, and Venus. If this did not resonate, I hope this brought you value, that you have a very fun and enjoyable October. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.